Tyrann Mathieu signed a 3-year, $28 million contract with the Saints this offseason. The Chiefs now have to replace a defender who made an impact all over the field. Just more than half of his snaps last season came at safety, saw significant time as a slot corner and linebacker. Raiders tight end Darren Waller had this to say about not having to face Mathieu twice a year. That dude's like a lion out there, you know? There's not many people who can replicate that level of raising everybody's intensity level and energy level and just a collective confidence. So I wonder who's going to be that for them now, because there's few people, if any, who can do it the way that he does. And I feel like he just gave them an identity. I mean, high praise coming from a superstar. So, Mike, how big of an impact is it for the Chiefs not having Mathieu any longer?
Not much at all. One of the big challenges when you're in a front office is you have to assess when a good player is declining and a young player is ascending. They signed Justin Reid, who's 25 years old, from the Houston Texans, who played a little bit more traditional free safety. And I think a younger, ascending Justin Reid is not really far behind, if at all, from a 30-year-old sort of declining Honey Badger. Now, Honey Badger does bring a lot of that intensity and intangibles, but I think they did a really good job of replacing Tyrann Mathieu with Justin Reid. And then you factor in they had 2 first-round pick guys that they used defensively. Trent McDuffie, who plays a very competitive man-to-man at corner, one of my favorite players in the draft, Jordan, and then George Karlaftis. And what's interesting to me is because of Frank Clark and because of Chris Jones, he's going to get a lot of one-on-one matchups, so he'll have plenty of opportunities as well. So this Chiefs defense is going to look different. I don't think it's going to be worse.
And no doubt, Mike, Justin Reid is a player that the Chiefs targeted from the outset of free agency. And there was a time that they once went out and signed Tyrann Mathieu away from the Houston Texans in an effort to upgrade their defense, and it helped result in a Super Bowl title. And now, once again, when they felt that they saw a little bit of a decline in the way that Mathieu tackled, but not the intangibles that he brought, once again, they dipped back into the Houston Texans organization and signed a standout young safety in Justin Reid, who brings some of those same intangibles, and they believe he's going to fit in great on that defense. You mentioned the other moves. So this team made a conscientious effort in a division where the offensive talent was upgraded across the board in Los Angeles, Denver, Las Vegas, to improve its defense, and the Chiefs believe that they've done that this offseason.
I mean, let's pick up right there, Mike. I mean, it's a ridiculously loaded offensive side of the ball in the AFC West, and the Chiefs defense are facing tough quarterback after tough quarterback, even outside of the division. So how does this defense contend?
Yeah, and that's really, you see on this graphic here, that is a big concern. You know, I had the privilege of working for Coach Parcells for 4 years, guys. He always talked about hitting yardage, and I think where the Chiefs actually are going to be hurt defensively is the loss of Tyreek Hill. And what I mean by that is the field position flipped a lot easier when you were so explosive on offense. Now they still have Valdez-Scantling and Sky Moore, but because this offense won't be as prolific, the Chiefs' defense is going to be more of a full field defense, and that will wear down. And Jory, you make a great point when you're talking about Justin Herbert and Derek Carr, quarterbacks you're going to be facing throughout the season. That's really going to be a tall order. So I think this defense will be good, but it is going to be a formidable challenge.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.